to my channel. So today I'm gonna be talking to you guys about how I ended up here in Atlanta, Georgia, and try to keep it real with y'all on everything it took to get here, um, what motivated me to come, the reason I'm here, and what I plan to do while I'm here. Um, so I guess I'll just start with the first time I ever visited Atlanta. I was probably like 18 or 19 years old, and we was only here for like a day or two or something like that. And we came, and the first place we went was Lenox Mall, and it was on like a Friday or a Saturday probably. So me, I'm from Oakland, California. Um, California is like, I don't know. I'll talk about that later. So anyway, I get to Lenox Mall and I'm seeing cars I've never seen before in my life. Like, it's people pulling up in Bugattis, Maseratis, Bentleys, like anything you could think of. People are pulling up in those cars. And then the second crazy part to it was they were all black people driving those cars. And in Oakland, it's rare to see black people living good, I guess, unless they're like, um, how do I put it? Like, the percentage of black people doing good in Oakland is not as high as the percentage of black people living good in Atlanta. Um, and it was just so flashy. Like, these was normal people, and they were young black people driving these cars and getting out and shopping in Lenox. So that's the first time, like, I was like, what the fuck? Like, this is fucking amazing. I'm moving here. Like, I had made up my mind when I was like 19. I was still an undergrad in New Orleans. Um, so yeah, that was the first time I came. And then after that, this exact time last year, probably this exact day last year, I came for my birthday, and like, I really wasn't sure what I was gonna do with my life after undergrad and stuff. So I came out here with some friends for my birthday, and it was time to go back home, and I was Ubering to the airport. So I'm talking to my Uber driver, and he was just like, because I was in school for public health and biology, and I knew I didn't have interest in public health or biology. I was already there, I was almost done, so I'm like, I might as well just get my degree. And he was like, basically telling me to follow my dreams. This is a stranger, right? To follow my dreams, and that life is too short to be doing something you don't want to do. And I'm so young that I can still do whatever I want to do. I just turned, 22. I was 21 at the time. Um, and that really motivated me. That conversation motivated me in my life. Like, when I went back home is when I started my business, TheGlamMobb. That's when I started my business, um, which is I do makeup and I make wigs and stuff like that. Um, and that just really motivated me to get out my shell and boss the fuck up and make this money. So I always knew I was gonna come to Atlanta since that day, and basically from there I just made the steps to make it happen. I did experience like complications along the way. I'm gonna talk about that later too. And yeah, that's pretty much how I got here. I came here to go to cosmetology school. Um, and just perfect my craft. Like, I'm trying to be the best at what I do, because what's the point of doing something if you're not going to be the best? So I just really want to invest in myself and perfect my craft. And Atlanta is like really popping right now for young black entrepreneurs. So that's the reason I came here as well. Um, yeah, so I'm going to get into these questions that my followers from Instagram asked me, and Yeah. So the first question is, who am I bringing with me to the top? I think this question was supposed to be funny, but when I started thinking about it, I was like, that's a really hard question for me because the way I am, like, I'm really trying to help everybody, especially young black girls from Oakland. Like, that's really important to me. Young black girls from New Orleans are really important to me. My family and my close friends, of course, like my support system is so strong. That's another reason why I'm here is because I have a great support system. Like my mom is my biggest supporter. She will go to the ends of the earth to make sure I'm able to do what I want to do. I'm really appreciative of that. My best friends and my friends in New Orleans, like it's I don't really understand when people will say like they got haters and stuff like that because I feel like if you're a good person, like 9 times out of 10, most people want to see you succeed. Like I feel like I have a lot of support from Oakland, a lot of support from New Orleans. Um, so yeah, I'm really if I can't bring everybody with me, I at least want to show people like I did it and you could do it too. Um, so yeah. The next question is, do I have any role models? Um, when I was a kid, for the longest, I would say I didn't have any role models. Like I'm just out here living, but I do not feel like that anymore. I think role models are great. Like you can, especially if you find a role model who can also mentor you. Um, just somebody you could talk to, like about the stuff that you got going on in your business field that you wouldn't know about because you're new to it. Um, so a lot of my role models are definitely my mom. Like she's really buckling down and getting on her business shit too. Like we on the same page right now. A lot of black women entrepreneurs in New Orleans I look up to because the thing about New Orleans is everything is very small and everybody is very accessible. So the people you looking up to are also people who you running into every other day or you at the same event with that you can network with and talk to. And that was really cool for me. So um, yeah, the black women entrepreneurs in New Orleans, like they really doing their thing right now. So those are some role models for me. Um, my next question is, what were your feelings moving out of state, and how did you adapt? Well, the first time I moved out of state, I'm originally from California. Um, I was going to college, and I was 17, and I moved to New Orleans to go to college. And it was hard because one, I was really young, and two, I was somewhere totally by myself. I knew one person who is still one of my best friends. We knew each other from elementary school, and we ended up being at the same university. How did I adapt? I think it was easier because I was in a college environment. Like they really cater to freshmen and making sure you're comfortable and stuff like that. So that was great from the university. Um, and really just building that network really helped me. I think getting to know people. Stuff like that to make you more comfortable. You're basically creating a home away from home. So you have to rebuild your group of friends, get a job, something to keep you occupied to keep you from missing home. Um, be in school, stay busy, stuff like that. And also that support system at home. And keep your goals in mind. That's how I really lasted in New Orleans because I wanted to drop out my first semester freshman year. I almost flunked out of undergrad, and I was ready to go home. But I knew I had a goal, and yeah, so I had to get some shit done, and that's what I did. Um, the next question is, what church did I attend in New Orleans, and The person who asked me that also recommended a church for me in Atlanta, which is Hunter Hill Missionary Baptist Church. Um, I attended Beacon Light when I was in New Orleans. That's also where I was baptized at. Um, I love that church. It was really great. Um, yeah, that's another way I stay grounded through God. I'm so thankful and so blessed. So that's the church I went to there. Did I like New Orleans? I love New Orleans. Like, New Orleans is my second home. Like, I call that home when I'm talking about it now. Like, yeah, when I was at home, I really love New Orleans. Their culture is unmatched. It's ridiculous. Their pride in their city is unmatched. And like I said before, it's so easy to network and meet people and get become known there. So it's really good for entrepreneurs. And I predict New Orleans to be in a few years, like maybe 5 to 10 years, what Atlanta is now. Because I'm gonna just say, New Orleans innovated a lot of things, and I would say they're leading in culture now. Like, a lot of people are doing what New Orleans is doing, if that makes sense. So, why didn't I move back to Oakland? Okay, I don't know. Oakland just wasn't for me anymore. It was a great place to grow up. It's always home. I love to go back to Oakland, visit my family, but it just wasn't for me. It's too expensive. Atlanta is expensive too, but it was too expensive. It's not the same. It's extremely gentrified now, and I just can't see myself living there ever again. Honestly. My first thoughts of Atlanta, I guess they mean like since I moved here. This is my third day here. Um, my first thoughts was I have to figure out exactly like what crowd I belong in, I guess, cause I don't know. I realize that it's a lot of different crowds here, um, and that I don't fit in everywhere. If that makes sense, like I don't care about fitting in, but I just gotta find my place. If that makes sense, like everything not for everybody, and everywhere ain't for everybody. So I need to figure that out, and stuff like that. What were some complications while moving and making those decisions? And what were some complications while moving and making those decisions? What is the stuff that people don't talk about? Um, I think some things that people don't talk about is how expensive it is to move. It costs a lot of money to move. Like, as far as I had to pay for storage at one point in time, pay for moving trucks, having people to move you, like what else? Your deposits for your apartment, then your first month for your apartment after you just move. Like, it's a lot and it can become overwhelming. So stack your bread before you move. Like, I'm telling you, stack up. Do not just move, bro. Um, what else people don't talk about? It's emotional. I told my friends right before I left New Orleans, like I'm terrified to move and start over because I only know one person here, and um, yeah, it's like you're completely starting over. You don't have that comfort of the university anymore, so you're not like surrounded by a bunch of people. You know, I'm going to school out here, but it's just not the same. So, um, yeah, you gotta be ready for that to be able to be uncomfortable to get what you want to get and do what you want to do. Um, the next question I got was, what was my? She said exactly. I think she said like, what's the weight loss plan, sis? So, a lot of people know from like high school and stuff I went to, or like freshman year of college, I used to be like 200 pounds probably. Um, and I lost that, and I had dropped like to 141, around 140 ish. um, within a summer. I did it the summer after my freshman year. And now I'm like 160. I've gained some weight. I feel like I'm at a healthy weight. So I'm trying to stay around 160-ish. And basically what I did was I worked out. I was running 3 miles a day. I built up to it. Like, of course, I didn't start off doing 3 miles a day. Like, I started off with one, 1.5, 2.5. I got to 3. I was doing 3 miles a day. And for me, that worked because I actually liked running. It's like a stress relief for me. So it was kind of easier for me. So I would suggest you figure out what exactly it is that you like to do and go with that as your initial workout plan. And I also was on this diet where like I was eating whatever no, I wasn't eating whatever I wanted when I first did this. I was eating 6 times a day, small meals, no processed foods, no fried foods, and no fast foods. And when I say small meals, like it may have been like 4 crackers, 4 pieces of cheese, something else like 4 pieces of turkey. And the point of the diet was to, you're not getting full, you're just being comfortable, but you're eating 6 times a day. So you're never hungry. Um, and it was actually hard to eat 6 times a day when you're doing like regular life. Like most of us only eat 1 time a day. I know that's how I am now, which is not healthy. Um, like when you're at work and stuff and at school, like it's hard to stop throughout your day and eat 6 times. But it like keeps your metabolism going or something. And I just dropped a bunch of weight that and working out. Um, and since then, I just try to stay away from fast foods, period. Um, typical stuff you're supposed to stay away from, fried foods. I don't really indulge in like desserts and stuff. Watch your carb intake, stuff like that. And there is a second part to my weight loss that I'm, what's the word? Embarking on. Anyway, there's a second part to my weight loss, and I'm handling that now, and I'll give you guys more information on that when I know more details. And that's what I was taking care of while I was in LA. So I'll probably make a video on that with what I'm doing sometime later. And yeah, somebody else said, can we see your apartment? Yeah, y'all can see my apartment. I mean, I don't have no living room furniture or nothing, but y'all can see it. I'm not tripping. So, what is it? MTV Cribs. MTV. Hey. MTV Cribs? Oh my God. What are y'all doing here? Well, come in. What y'all doing here? Y'all want to see my house? I mean, yeah, y'all can see my house, I guess. Okay, take your shoes off. I didn't know y'all was coming. Okay, we already in the kitchen. This the kitchen. I'm sorry, I was doing a YouTube video, so it's a lot going on right now. If I would have known y'all was coming, I would have brought some furniture for y'all in the living room or something, but okay. And we could come on right in here to the bedroom. This the bedroom. Got the little dresser, little bed, or whatever. The portrait, whatever. Now this right here is my favorite part of my house. This is my DVD collection. Okay? You got Friday. Anybody who know me, you know I got Friday, next Friday, and Friday after next. You got the Madea movies up in here, Love and Basketball, all the classics. That's really all I need in life, to be honest. Oh, Jesus. That's the second favorite part of my house. I got my wig closet going on. Real slight, but we coming for y'all in 2019. Don't worry about it. Then, I got my little walk-in closet, little joint right there. Got the winter and the fall clothes, you know, the heels, all that good stuff. And then we could go, come on y'all, we could go right in here. It's nothing major, something slight, bathroom, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it, but thank y'all for coming. The next time y'all come, y'all gotta let me know. You know, I'll have some stuff together for y'all or something, you know. But okay, come again, bye-bye.